Good morning, everybody. How's going? Hope you are fine. Welcome to class 10th English. Have you read the chapter taught in your previous class? Hope you have read. So let's continue with the same part 3 of chapter number 9, Madam Rides the Bus by Valli Kannan. We half completed this part and half is left. Today we are going to complete it with the question answers too. I hope you have completed the question answers of part number 2 also. Fine. So what is there in the story in part 3? I will just brief that, not the complete chapter. Simple story of a girl age 8 years with a desire to have a bus journey. And she really achieved that. She was in the bus, she was enjoying sitting in the bus, she was just enjoying the interior of the bus and the views which were outside the bus. Now the bus, it just entered the market where she was quite amazed to see the wonderful shops, glittering clothes and different merchandise. And before that, she enjoyed a very wonderful scene of a cow running on the street. The cow was just in front of the bus. It was as the horn was honked, it was just getting frightened and running here and there on the street. She really laughed a lot by that view. So it is a simple story, a quite sensitive one too, of a small girl who was really enjoying each and every bit of movement. Fine. Now please check out page number 124. Let's continue and I will discuss the question answers afterwards. Fine, dear? Page number 124. First para was completed and I just described about the views on the street, the market street where she was now, and the shops and the different kind of stuff was filled there. She was quite struck, surprised with wonder, and she just gaped at everything. We are here. Fine? Then the bus stopped and everyone got off except Valli. Now the bus stopped, everybody down except Valli. She was still sitting at the bus. "Hey lady," said the conductor, "aren't you ready to get off? This is as far as your 30 paise takes you." Now he just asked that lady, who else was the lady here? The small girl, she was just 8 and she was a lady. He was calling her madam. And he asked her to get down as her fare is over. The journey was over. "No," Valli said, "I'm going back on this same bus." She took another 30 paise from her pocket and handed the coins to the conductor. But Valli, she just denied to get down and she said she didn't want to get off. She wanted to visit the same bus and she just handed him 30 paise coins over from her pocket. Conductor, surprised, he asked her a simple question. "Why?" The conductor asked, "Is something the matter?" "No, nothing is the matter. I just felt like having a bus ride, that's all." She simply said that there was no matter. She just wanted to have a ride of bus. She just wanted to enjoy the bus ride and she enjoyed. She had a very small dream and she just fulfilled it. It is nothing in enjoying and fulfilling your dreams. She was in the bus now. "Don't you want to have a look at the sights now that you are here?" Conductor forced her, asked her to have a look of the sights of the street, which was the market. He wanted her to get down and have a look outside to enjoy herself. "All by myself? Oh, I would be much too afraid. The girl, she was very small. She was just 8. When the conductor asked her to get down and have a look, she said, myself? No. She said that she was very afraid to get down the street. Greatly amused by the girl's way of speaking, the conductor said, but you weren't afraid to come in the bus? The conductor was really amused that that small girl, she was behaving very maturely. Fine. He was very much amused, and he added further that she wasn't afraid to have a bus ride. Now she was to alone she had a bus ride. She was never afraid. Now why she was scared of that street? The girl replied that there was nothing to afraid to sit in the bus and to have a ride. Nothing to be afraid of about that. She answered, well then, why not go to that stall over there and have something to drink? Then he asked her to get down and to go to a stall and to have something to drink, to have rest, to relax, to enjoy a little bit. He wanted that. Nothing to be afraid of about that either. He added further, if it was nothing to be afraid to sit in the bus, there was nothing to be afraid about going down and have a cold drink, something to drink. Oh no, I couldn't do that. She just denied that she could not do that, went down and have a drink. Well then, let me bring you a cold drink. The conductor was very nice. He was really amused with the girl. He was really wanted her to enjoy. Now he just wanted to bring some cold drink to her as she was afraid to get down. No, I don't have enough money. Just give me a ticket, that's all. She was denied to have a cold drink even. She just said she didn't have any money and she just wanted her ticket, that's all, nothing else. Conductor just offered her, proposed her that it will be my treat and not cost you anything. That it would be his treat, it cost nothing. No, no, she said firmly, please no. And she was a very, I can say, very good sort of girl. She was a lady. She was denied to have anything more. The conductor shrugged and waited until it was time for the bus to begin the return journey. Again, there weren't many passengers. The conductor shrugged. Okay, fine, like this. And they just waited for the time to begin the return journey. Again, there weren't many passengers. The time was of afternoon and there were not many passengers. They just waited for the bus begin to have the bus journey and the passengers were there on the bus. This is the part 3 completed. I hope you have understood. So let's have some question answers. How did Wally save up money from the first journey? Was it easy for her? Simple question. How did Wally save up money for her first journey? You can have the answer on page number 1 to 122, I think. Yes. First para itself, that she just resisted every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and the like. And she resolutely stifled a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round in a village fair. In this way, she saved some money. Was it easy for her? No. It was not easy, it was quite painstaking, but she had saved the money. What did Wally see on her way that made her laugh? What did Wally see? A cow. Page number 123. Last para. A young cow, tall high in the air, was running very fast, right in the middle of the road, right in front of the bus. This was the scene which really made her laugh. The bus slowed to a crawl, and the driver sounded his horn loudly again and again. But the more he honked, the more frightened the animal became, and the faster it galloped. Clear? Very simple. I hope you understood. Next question. This is done. Why didn't she get off the bus at the bus station? The simple answer is here. She was afraid to do so. She was quite afraid to get down the bus at the bus station. Why didn't Wally want to go to the stall and have a drink? She did not want to go to this stall and have a drink because she had no much money. She had only 30 paise left for return journey, no more than that. What does this tell you about her? Write this answer yourself. Write the homework. These all are your homework questions. I hope you have understood and you would do the homework on time. Let's continue. The part 4. Won't your mother be looking for you? The conductor asked when he gave the girl her ticket. Now conductor, he was too curious to know more about that girl. He asked about her mother, that if her mother will be looking for her. No, no one will be looking for me, she said. She said no, nobody would be. Why? Why she was so sure? Because she knew about her plans. The bus started, and again there were the same wonderful sights. The journey again started, and there were the same views again on the sides. Wally wasn't bored in the slightest and greeted everything with the same excitement she would felt the first time. Now, Wally wasn't bored. She was again in the bus, enjoying the bus ride, and she was not bored the slightest. Why? Whether she was on the same street, the same views were there, the same signs were there, still she was greeting every view with the same amazement, the same excitement she felt first time. But suddenly, she saw a young cow lying dead by the roadside, just where it had been struck by some fast moving vehicle. But suddenly she saw something which was quite annoying to her. She saw a young cow lying dead by roadside and some vehicle hit her, or she was struck by some fast moving vehicle. Isn't that the same cow that ran in front of the bus on our trip to town? She asked the conductor. She was quite worried to see that sight, and she asked if that was the same cow which she saw when in the first trip. The conductor nodded, and she was overcome with sadness. The conductor nodded in the positive, affirmative, and she was very much upset by this. She was very sad. What had been a lovable, beautiful creature just a little while ago had now suddenly lost its charm and its life and looked so horrible, so frightening as it lay there, legs spread eagled, a fixed stare in its lifeless eyes, blood all over. It was her first meeting with the death. The cow, which was quite full of life earlier when she was in the bus on her first trip, what had been a lovable, beautiful creature. It was quite lovable and beautiful creature just a while ago. And that lovable creature just lost its charm just a while ago. Now it didn't have the same charm. Okay, and life too. It looked so horrible and quite frightening too. And its legs, they were spread. It was looking, staring. Its eyes were completely fixed, lifeless, and the blood was spread all over the road. You could also imagine that view. You would also have seen animals struck by any of the vehicles and lying dead on the streets. It was like that. The bus moved on. The memory of the dead cow haunted her, dampening her enthusiasm. She no longer wanted to look out of the window. The bus moved on further after this view, and she was not able to be relaxed. The memory of that cow, which she just saw a while ago, was haunting her. Means was coming in her brain again and again. And it was quite impossible for her to forget whatever she saw earlier. Dampening her enthusiasm. Now, her enthusiasm, her energy, her zeal, it was just declining. She did not want to see out of the window. She was quite upset and sad. She sat thus glued to her seat until the bus reached her village at 3:40. As it seemed that she just glued to the seat, got stuck to the seat till she reached at her place where she started her journey to a village at 3:40. She stood up. Now she was standing. She stood up from her seat. Please wait a while. Page number 126. Stretched herself, relaxed. Then she turned to the conductor and said, "Well, sir, I hope to see you again." She was quite a lady, she said, that she would see him again. "Okay, madam," he answered her, smiling. "Whenever you feel like a bus ride, come and join us and don't forget to bring your fare." Conductor was quite funny. He just said that she was welcome whenever she felt like to a bus ride along with the fare. And he reminded her to bring her fare for the bus journey. He was just kidding here. She laughed and jumped down from the bus. Then away she went, running straight for home. She laughed at this joke of conductor and she just jumped down from the bus, went down, and ran straight for home, reached her home. When she entered her house, she found her mother awake and talking to one of Valli's aunts, the one from South Street. This aunt was a real chatterbox, never closing her mouth once she started talking. Now, when she entered her house, what she found? She found that her mother was awakened. She was there and she was talking to one of her aunts who was quite a chatterbox, a real chatterbox. She lived in South Street. She was from South Street, and she was that much talkative. If she started chatting once, She never used to be quiet. And where have you been? Said her aunt when Valli came in. When Valli entered the house, her mother, that aunt, not the mother, she inquired where she was. She spoke very casually, not expecting a reply. As the elder asked so many times to the young ones, not expecting a reply, she also asked in the same manner. She was not expecting a reply from that small girl. So Wally just smiled, and the mother and aunt went on with their conversation. Wally did not reply. She just asked, and these two people, they were just on their conversation. Yes, you are right, her mother said. So many things in our midst and in the world outside. How can we possibly know about everything? And even when we do know about something, we often can't understand it completely, can we? Her mother said, agreed with something, maybe they were having a talk about something and she just agreed that she was right, as there were so many things in the middle of the city town and so many things are in the outside world, and how could they know each and everything because the world is so big and they never went out of their village home, right? And even when we do know about something, we often can't understand. And then she added further, if she knew about something, it was quite hard to understand everything completely. So they both were talking about different things, different places, outside world, and they were just talking that they never knew about the outside world and they never got to understand the world completely too. Oh yes, breathed Wally. Wally was standing there, just said, oh yes, like a satire, because she knew what the outside world is. What? Asked her mother. What's that you say? Her mother was surprised. What's that you say? क्या कहा? Oh, said Valli. I was just agreeing with what you said about things happening without her knowledge. Just said Valli, and she said she was just agreeing, she was just for it, that so many things are happening without their knowledge. Because she had the knowledge. She just visited the outside world, outside the village too. Just a chit of a girl she is, said her aunt, and yet look how she pokes her nose into our conversation just as though she were a grown lady. Her aunt commented that she was just a small girl and she was interrupting, taking an interest in their chats, in their conversation, as she knew everything. She was a grown lady. Her aunt commented. What do you say? She was really a madam or not? Wally smiled to herself. She didn't want them to understand her smile. But then, there wasn't much chance of that, was there? So she just smiled, and she did not want them to understand why she was smiling. And the author said, there wasn't much chance of that. There wasn't much chance that they would understand her smile. Was there any chance? No, because they just said they often could not understand everything completely. So many things are happening outside. And how could they think that a small girl, who was just a small girl according to them, who could not even talk like the grown people, how could she visit like this? Okay, understood? Yes. So I hope you enjoyed this story, interesting one, and the meeting of a small girl Wally to the life and to the death itself. And an emotional, I can say, encounter with the death too. This was translated from Tamil by K.S. Sundaram, illustrated by R.K. Lakshman. Very good story. So let's discuss the question answers before going. Page number 127. First question. What was Valli's deepest desire? Yes, dear. Simple. To have a bus journey. To have a ride on the bus. Find the words and the phrases in the story that tell you this. You could easily find yourselves. I need not to say in the beginning itself. How did Valli plan her bus ride? What did she find out about the bus? And how did she save her up the fare? These are three questions mixed together. And we have discussed each and every question separately. Like how did Valli plan for her bus ride? Remember on page number, it is 127. You can take out page number. Wait a while, please. Let me take out the page. Page number 118, last para. Right? She asked few discrete questions here and there to collect various small details about the bus journey. Right? This much. In this manner. What did she find out? She found out about the time taken by the bus in the trips and the fare too. Fine. And how did she save up the fare? By sacrificing so many things of her likes like papermans, toys, balloons, and different things. Right? Fine here. What kind of person is Valli? To answer these questions, pick out the following sentences from the text and fill in the blanks. The words you fill in are the clues to your answer. Stop the bus, stop the bus. A tiny hand was raised. You could easily do yourself. Find the answers of these blanks, fill them, and you will get the answer about her character, about her personality, what kind of person she was. Right? Why does the conductor refer to Valli as Madam? In fun, he was a funny man. He referred to Valli as a madam in a fun way, as he just stretched his hand out to let that girl get on the bus, but she replied that she was a grown-up. She could get on the bus by herself, and she denied to have his hand in this manner. Why does find the lines in the text which tell you that Valli was enjoying her ride on the bus? So many lines you can write: interior, out, okay, and the side outside, and when she saw the cow, everything. Why did Valli refuse to look out of the window on her way back? Page number 124. 5. She saw a young cow. Para number 2. She saw a young cow lying dead by the roadside, just where it had been struck by some fast-moving vehicle. That's why. Clear? I hope no confusion. What does Valli mean when she says, I was just agreeing with what you said about things happening without our knowledge? Because she knew what were happening outside. They never know. And so many things are there. A life is there, a death is there, market, everything. You could describe yourself. The author describes the thing that Valli sees from the 8-year goals. Yeah. These questions are very simple. I hope you would have understood. You would try to do all in your homework, notebook, as the chapter is completed. Still facing any doubt, read the chapter thoroughly, do the question answers, keep learning, keep practicing. Still, if you face any problem, You're always welcome in doubt class. Without doubts, still you are welcome to have a grammar class. That's all of my side. Thank you for listening to me. Bye bye. Take care. See ya.